And welcome back. It's New Comic Book Day. It's not a huge week, but there's some fun things in here. Let's take a look. Adventure Time gets a new series from Oni. Alien Paradiso. Aquaman. Two covers there. Absolute Batman. I know lots of you are excited about this book. This is number 7. 2 covers. 3 covers. What a lovely Bill Sienkiewicz cover there. Batman Dark Patterns. Batman and Robin. Booster Gold, the complete 2007 series. This is volume 2, of course. Daredevil. DC versus Vampires World War V. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again. This is a new printing of this collection from years ago, but since we have the new series going on one last time, they wanted to have all the volumes in print, which is smart. Doctor Strange of Asgard continues, still part of One World Under Doom. Exquisite Corpses, that's an ash can for an upcoming series by James Tynion IV. Michael Walsh on art. Fire and Ice, When Hell Freezes Over. A new mini-series for the ladies. A couple of cool covers. And a shiny. Hard to tell, but it's there. Free Planet. That's a preview edition from Image Comics. That's a new series coming. Geiger. Geronimo Stilton Reporter, Attack of the Killer Whale. That's a hardcover for the kiddos. G.I. Joe, this is a second printing for issue number 4. 2 covers. And then another installment of the current G.I. Joe special missions for A Real American Hero. This one featuring Jinx. Green Lantern Corps. And 2 covers there. Hello Darkness. Herculoids. And 2 covers there. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond's Demonic Heartbreak, Shining Diamond's Demonic Heartbreak. That's volume 2, of course. Incredible Hulk. And 2 covers there. That's part of that Capcom fun. May, the definitive edition. This is Gene Haas. I believe it was his first foray into creator-owned stuff after doing things like Top 10 at ABC/Wildstorm. And this is a kind of lighter-hearted and a little more cartoony series than he had been known for. But you can tell it's all still there. But it's been packaged a couple of times over the years, but this is a new collection featuring new goodies. My Hero Academia. Phoenix. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet begins. Power Rangers Prime. And 2 covers. And 3 covers. And 4 covers. It's sort of a gloss finish. 5 covers. And 6 covers. It's crazy. Psylocke, I finally have all the covers. This one sat for a little over a week. 2 covers. 3 covers. It was weird. Silverhawks. Spawn. And then a collection of the old Spawn Godslayer series featuring Jay Anacleto, who is one of my favorite artists from back in the day, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Interestingly enough, Jay was a dentist and wanted to be an artist. And he got several big breaks, and I always thought that was pretty cool. Violator. This collects the 1994 Violator series. Featuring Bart Sears, who probably nobody remembers, but also Greg Capullo, who finished the series. Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, a new printing of the Amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection that features the first appearance of Venom. And then a new number 1 for Amazing Spider-Man. And of course we have a bunch of covers. It's a shiny spot foil kind of thing by Mark Chiarello, who doesn't tend to do comic covers anymore, so that's pretty cool. Star Trek Lower Decks. Star Wars #1. This is a facsimile edition of the original Marvel series #1 from 1977, something like that. I can't remember if it came out the same year as the movie or not. But the interesting part is, yeah, it must have been that early. And a foil version. The interesting part is that the first six issues of this series were created from the original script, not from the shooting script. So it is slightly different than what ended up on the screen. And I always found that fascinating before I knew about things like different versions of scripts and how movies were made and how comics were made. But, interesting. Star Wars Hyperspace Stories. The Bad Batch story continues. Star Wars Jedi Knights. And a facsimile edition for Superman #233. This was well known for getting him past his susceptibility to kryptonite. Of course, that's changed many times in between. A couple of covers, including a shiny. Action Comics. Transformers. This is a second printing of #16 and 2 covers there. And then a second printing of #17 and 2 covers there. And then #19. Little bit of Megatron. Ultimates. A collection from the Venom War crossover of series. This one includes Venom War Wolverine and Venom War Deadpool. And Laura Kinney Wolverine. And the first collection from the current run of Uncanny X-Men, Red Wave. And then a regular issue of Uncanny X-Men. And 2 covers there, another of those Capcom covers. And that is it for this week. Again, subscribers, do your best to pick up your stuff. If you see something you like, let me know. The sooner the better, and I'll try and get it for you. And that's everything. Start thinking about Free Comic Book Day. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog. It's going to be a big deal, and I need you to be there to be part of it. So, haven't figured out all the details yet, but we're getting there. Keep in mind, it's getting close. First Saturday in May, right after First Friday start in Lansdale. So, be thinking about it. Be thinking about it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon.